You have a to-do list right now, with something on it you've been avoiding for days, maybe weeks. You know exactly what it is. You just pictured it. And here's the strange part. It's not even hard. You could probably finish it in 20 minutes. But every time you think about it, something in your brain just slides away from it, like oil of glass. You're not lazy. I know that, because lazy people don't feel guilty. And you? You feel it constantly. So what's actually happening? Here's what nobody tells you about procrastination. It's not a discipline problem. It's a clarity problem. Your brain is scanning the task ahead and finding too many unknowns. Where do I start? What if it's not good enough? How long will this take? And when it can't map a clear path, it shuts down, like standing in the doorway of a pitch black room. You know the light switch is somewhere, but you can't see the flow, so you don't move. That's not laziness. That's your brain protecting you from ambiguity. And each day you avoid it, the guilt compounds. You're not just facing the task anymore. You're facing the task, plus the weight of every day you didn't do it. The fix isn't motivation. It's making the first step so stupidly obvious. Your brain has nothing to resist. I know, because I was one of the people who got this wrong. I once spent 3 hours organizing my Spotify library, by mood, by season, by the exact vibe of a Tuesday afternoon in November, instead of writing a paper due the next morning. And the worst part? I felt productive. My brain had this twisted logic. Well, I can't write if the music is wrong, so technically, this I is the paper. It wasn't. It was procrastination, wearing a very convincing disguise. That night, I made a deal with myself. You don't have to write the essay. Just open the document and type one sentence. One sentence. And you're free. I wrote one terrible, ugly sentence. And then something weird happened. I wrote another one. Not because I felt motivated, but because the hardest part, starting, was already behind me. That accident became a method. I call this the micro-commitment method. Take whatever you're avoiding and shrink it to something you can do in 2 minutes or less. Not the whole thing, just the first physical action. Don't write the report. Open the document and type the date. Don't go to the gym. Put your shoes on. Don't clean the apartment. Pick up 1 cup. This sounds insultingly simple, but the moment you complete a tiny action, your brain does something you didn't ask for. It lowers the activation energy for the next action. Not because the task got easier, but because your threat assessment changed. You touched it and survived. So your brain recalculates. Maybe this isn't dangerous after all. 2 minutes becomes 10. 10 becomes 30. You didn't plan to do the whole thing, but now you're halfway through it. The problem is, most people don't trust it. They think real productivity should feel harder. And that belief is the next wall. Here's a counterintuitive truth. If your system requires willpower, it's already broken. We worship the grind, white-knuckling through pain. And sure, that works for about a week. Then you burn out and scroll for 3 hours to numb the guilt. But there's a deeper fear. You avoid starting because some part of you knows that if you begin, you'll force yourself to grind for 4 hours. So give yourself a hard stop. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Work with the explicit promise that when it rings, you are allowed to walk away. No guilt. Done. Most of the time, you'll keep going. But the permission is what gets you through the door. Now here's the part that makes the whole system stick. In 1927, a psychologist named Zeigarnik noticed something strange. Waiters remembered complex unpaid orders perfectly. But the moment the bill was paid, the order vanished from memory. Your brain holds onto unfinished tasks with an obsessive grip, like a browser tab you can't close. This is why the thing you've been avoiding haunts you at 2 a.m. But here's the twist. When you write that one sentence, when you put on those shoes, you've opened a loop. And now your brain doesn't want to stop. It wants to close it. It pulls you forward. You're not fighting your psychology. You're weaponizing it. But there's a saboteur nobody warns you about. A voice that shows up the moment you rest. It says, that was nothing. A real worker would have done more. Don't argue with it. Replace it. Say one true sentence out loud. I started today. Speak it like a fact. Because facts are louder than insults. You've spent years telling yourself a story. I'll start Monday. I work better under pressure. I'm just not disciplined. Those aren't truths. They're habits of thought. And they break the same way any habit breaks. Not with one dramatic moment. With 1,000 tiny ones. So here's what's actually at stake. It's not the task. It's the version of you that keeps choosing tomorrow over today. Every time you postpone, you're not saving energy. You're spending it on guilt, on anxiety, on the mental weight of something undone. And if you're watching this right now, at midnight, in bed, with the screen light burning your eyes, and that task still sitting in the back of your skull, I need you to hear this. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are one sentence away from being someone different. I'm not a procrastinator. I'm a slow starter. And slow starters finish too. So here's your challenge. Pick the one thing you've been putting off. The one that nags you quietly. And do 2 minutes of it. Right now. Not after this video. Now. come back and write what you started in the comments. This comment section isn't a highlight reel. It's a starting line. And if this video found you at the right moment, save it. You'll need it again on a Tuesday night when your brain tries to convince you that starting tomorrow is the same as starting today. It's not, because the gap between who you are and who you want to be isn't filled with grand plans. It's filled with starts. I'm not lazy. I just needed a smaller door.